A very good evening and a very warm welcome to all our viewers to Sentinel's Candid Conversations. And today with me is the entire team of Arranged, a lovely movie, short and extremely sweet, very nicely done. And to discuss about all those behind the scenes, on the screen, whatever we have seen, to talk about everything, let's have this candid conversation with all you lovely people who have really entertained us in those few minutes. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Let me introduce all of you. Of course, none of you need any introduction anymore. You've got lovely reviews, lots of hits and views there. But nonetheless, because it is customary to welcome all the guests on the show, I'm doing the honors. First, of course, Dr. Lima Das, already now an established actor from Assam. Ranjeev Barua needs no introduction again. Harsh Siddhanta, he is the writer and co-producer for Arranged and the National Award-winning director and director for Arranged as well, Samujjal Kashyap. Welcome to all of you. First, I would like to start by asking Samujjal about how did this idea come to you? What's the story behind Arranged?
Arranged, yeah, this is the typical way to ask the director like how it happened, but Arranged happened to me after Harsh, Lima and Ranjeev. So actually the idea to agote form hoisil Arranged film khonor, and they wanted to direct the film by me. So Ranjeev had a discussion one night over phone with me that like there's an idea if you want to direct, and he gave me this idea about Arranged. So after that মই হৰ্ষক লগ পালো, হৰ্ষৰ লগত কথা পাতিলো, দেন মই স্ক্ৰিপ্টখনত মোৰ তেতিয়াহে কাম কৰা আৰম্ভ কৰিলো, and I tried and did a few things in the script, and we did the rehearsal, then did the other things. So মই স্ক্ৰিপ্টখন পিছতহে কাম কৰিব পাইছিলো মানে, so
Okay.
I come much later.
Right. So it was already there. The idea was already there with Ranjeev.
Idea was already there, and I wanted to do something on YouTube. I definitely didn't want it to be a YouTuber, but I want to make certain kind of films in YouTube, at least a few films, short films in a year. And if we keep getting such viewers, then why not someday some bigger films in YouTube?
Right. Absolutely, absolutely. So we'll come back to this whole, how this social media thing is unfolding, the way filmmaking is changing, has already changed, in fact, how viewers are responding and reacting to this whole new platform. We are going to talk about all of those things. But before that, I would like to hear from Ranjeev and Lima, the way you guys acted, the way you emoted. How come, share how you all prepared about the whole thing, because the certain moments in the film were really, really intense and emotional, but the way you guys controlled that, the way you emoted was exceptional. So first, let's hear from Lima on that.
Meeting us, and happy Dashera and happy Vijaya. Happy Durga Puja. I think the answer to the question would be that first it started with the script itself. I think Harsh really created the characters, probably keeping us in mind. So from the very beginning, I could identify myself with Jurima, and I think even Ranjeev could, see himself in Joyanta's shoes. So that made it kind of easy. And when we did this film, the whole vibe was that we are not doing this film for anyone except for the fact that we want to do a good film. And, all things, fell into place because the times were difficult because these are COVID times. and we
Yes.
could not rehearse like like we would have otherwise. Everything was done online except the 2 days of shoot, for us actors. So we were a little apprehensive, and probably that is the reason why we tried to give in our best when we met at the set.
Right.
There were a lot of discussions which would have
Mm-hmm.
probably taken before the shoot, but those we had to do, on the set, on the spot, probably just minutes before the actual shoot. It was a very intense practice, intense thing which we did. And it was something new and very exciting, you know. So, and I must thank Samujjal because he had given us a free hand. He almost at some point of time we would discuss, sitting together how this would be. And I think it's because he gave us the freedom to Ranjeev and Maina that sorry, Ranjeev and me, that we all worked on it together, and we wanted to create something sweet and beautiful. And I think that is how it happened. I think Ranjeev can say more about it.
Yes. Would like to hear from you.
Yeah, so as Lima said, am I echoing?
Yeah. We'll just get that fixed.
Okay.
Yes. Please.
As Lima said, so the thing is, it's Harsh who actually conceptualized the characters and the story. And the thing is, he has known both of us. He's worked with both of us in theater.
Right.
So I think he wrote not. I'm quite sure he actually told me that he wrote the story thinking of us as the characters. So he probably saw a bit of Joyanto in me and a bit of Jurima in Lima, and also that from the very moment that we got the script, we kind of understood the characters pretty well. And the thing is, the more we did rehearsals, the more we did readings. Of course, that was all virtually done over Zoom or something like that. And
Yeah.
the more we could identify with the character, it was written also very well. The dialogues itself also say a lot about the characters. And then, of course, we have a working, we are comfortable working with each other. I've worked with Lima on stage, and we also know each other socially. So I think the comfort level is there, and we also think alike. I think we want the same kind of product in the end. We don't want, we are, both of us are similar in the way that we want to be true to the character. We want to be honest to the character. It's nothing more than, we don't want to do anything more than what the character would do or anything
Right.
less. So that was the honesty with which we wanted to do it. So I think that's what people are liking.
Yes. Are you in real life an introvert too?
Well, yeah, I'm more of an ambivert, I
Samujjal is
think.
nodding.
Yeah, yeah. I'm more of an ambivert. I take my time to open up, but
Okay.
definitely not as much as Joyanto. But
Joyanto,
yeah,
right.
but it's good if you can have a bit of that personality in you. It's easy to dig up that thing for the character, for the role. So I suppose, yeah, a little bit of that is there in me.
Okay. Before I have a couple of interesting queries for Lima, a little bit about, would she be really happy to have a real life husband like Jayanto, the character? So we'll discuss about all of those stuff. Harsh, share how come, this whole idea of arranged came to you? And
Uh,
also your character, Chaudhary, very interesting.
yeah.
Masad Tenga, the way you explained it.
First of all, thank you so much for having us, ma'am. It's a great deal for me. I'm still pinching myself that people are liking it so much.
Pleasure.
So, yeah. For me, ma'am, the thing is that arrange came to me because I consider myself an introvert. But I thought that two 40-year-olds emoting that same concept and, in a different format, in a format of an arranged marriage would be more suitable and more relatable for a wider audience. So, from a script point of view, that is how I came to
Yeah.
conceptualizing arranged. And but on a very personal level, yeah, the introvertedness of characters, and how they would interact, the sweetness, the endearing quality of an
Yeah.
arranged marriage is what suited that introverted, the aspect I wanted to bring out. So that is how I thought of writing the story. And in the middle of the pandemic, where everything is dark and gloomy, and me
Right.
and Ranjeev, sir, we always wanted to, we were thinking that to make something on a very, inside a house in a minimalistic format, but something which people can relate to maybe, or just three characters and one house, and let's see what we can do with that. So that is the things which I had in mind while conceptualizing the story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and doing, like Lima said, that most of the rehearsing and everything happened online. Wasn't that really a bit tough to handle?
Ma'am, from a personal perspective, I'll say this is the first time I'm shooting. So
Hmm.
I was really scared for, how it will come about from that perspective also, that I didn't know, whether the online rehearsal thing would work, or first time
Right,
acting as well.
right,
So for me, it was, terribly, terribly terrifying. But
hmm,
the credit goes to the director. I think, it's all because of Samujjal sir that we could make that story possible in the middle of, this trying time that we live in.
right.
And
Yes,
so I think that complete credit has to go to him. And he made us rehearse really well, I think. And that,
yeah, yes. Samujal, share your thoughts. I mean, to this particular question that I had asked Harsh, how difficult was it, or was it really, not that tough either? Uh, Unmute the mic, please.
Yeah. Can you hear?
Yes.
Yeah, basically for this film, actually we started rehearsing in June, and even though, yeah, it's definitely limiting to have someone sitting in some other place, and we don't have the natural movement to think about what we can do. And even though I think we did really well rehearsing at least 6 to 7 days before the shoot, and thereafter, like we went for the recce of the location, and I did like 50% blocking of the scenes when I went to see the location first time, and we discussed within our team like this location properly fits into our film. And we luckily got one house which is almost 90 to 95% similar to how the script has been written. And then basically what happens, all the preparations again, like when on the day of the shoot we did a lot of changes, lot of final touches to the script, lot of final like blocking of the scenes, and lot of impromptu development has been done with the script, with the actors on the day of the shoot. And there are certain limitations also when we come to know actual on the actual day of the shoot.
Right.
Like in my experience, whatever I did till now, however you prepare, like on the day of the shoot there would be new challenges, there would be new obstacles. I just wanted to make sure that the project gets going like how we wished. And I think I am happy with the shots, like how I got. And Nogan, credit goes to Nogan and his wonderful lighting team, because I'd like to say one thing, that this film is again self-produced by me and Harsh. We co-produced the film, and even though we are not producers, uh, we are not financiers, but we never wanted to make the film look as if it doesn't have the proper lighting or it doesn't have the
Right.
proper sound. I want to give a film which looks professional. So, and I'm
Yeah.
happy that it's looking good with the limitation.
Yes, within all the limitations. Yes, and like each one of you have mentioned, these are trying times, and to have such a lovely product at the end of the day, despite all the limitations, is what matters. So, Samujal, staying on with you, this whole scenario has changed. The way movies are being made, the way we are viewing it, the releases happening, the OTT platform. What do you think? What are your thoughts? What are you already have a successful movie now? What do you think
I,
in the coming days? Yeah,
you may be like regarding me as like some old thought kind of like because there's nothing like watching a film in a theater. I still
yeah,
feel like, because you watch the film with undivided attention, and second, that community based experience of watching a film with 200 to 1000 people together, nothing can beat that. And secondly, yes, in this trying times, this OTTs, YouTube, and whatever platform
Yeah.
today we have, that is doing a huge service, I must say. Otherwise,
Hmm.
without these platforms, imagine life would have been totally different. Today, we
Yeah.
are lucky that we got some platform like YouTube, which is almost totally free to bring some content to like 1 lakh viewers, which we got
Hmm.
today.
Yeah.
This uh, uh, this uh, like for many generations it was not possible, but they were equally talented, equally gifted, equally,
Hmm.
they were just not they had not just the this OTT platforms or
Yeah.
YouTube. So yeah, we feel lucky in a way that we got these platforms today where we can showcase our works. And yes, in case in the long run,
Hmm.
I believe YouTube is giving like economically someday it would be viable also.
Right. Yes. So that factor is there, the economy factor, the finances, the revenue model
Yeah.
factor is definitely there. Yes. Of course, when I wanted to get your thoughts on this, not in any way implying that you've already grown old or something like that, but you're already an accomplished director. You already know the industry and the technology and everything else, and you are one of the young ones, in fact. Therefore, there's this entire journey ahead of you. So, with so many things already changing, you know, that is why I wanted to hear from you what you think about what's there in what the future holds for the industry. I would actually like to hear from Harsh as well, and also from Lima and Ranjeev on your thoughts about the changing scenario. Harsh, to you first.
Ma'am, I think it's really encouraging for us to have good content on YouTube and also on OTT platforms, because I think that is the way forward, at least for the near future. I think that is the format we creators need to think towards, because given the theater scene is somewhat uncertain right now, I would say. But definitely more than that, I think to create content which is more readily available to a larger audience is what OTTs have provided us. And we can, also think that not really from the confines of economy all the time. As writers, you don't have to, always keep that in mind, that how many people are going to watch this, or how many people really relate to such concept. Now, speaking of arranged, I would say, it was a big surprise for me that people are relating to such a normal or ordinary sort of a concept. It's nothing out of the blue, but still people, watched it, and we found an audience for that. So I think
Yes.
that is a huge encouraging factor for us creators, and it's looking promising. That's what I can say.
Yeah, of course. Ranjiv, what are your thoughts? And also a little bit about the theater world. What do you think in the coming days things are going to look like?
You're talking about theater as in drama, or like
Yes,
theater, or
yes.
okay, okay. Well, first of all, I agree with what Samujjal said, that I mean,
Hmm.
there's nothing can beat the experience of watching a film in the theater, in a multiplex or in a cinema hall. And again, like he said, the community feeling of watching art together is something else.
Yeah.
But then, of course, the pros of on an online platform, like especially like YouTube, is like
Hmm.
it, you get a worldwide audience straight away. Like our film is being watched all across the world now. We're getting feedback from everywhere, So
Right.
that is such a boon for all filmmakers and artists and all that.
Hmm.
And also it gives a chance for new upcoming talent, who don't have to. I mean, you can make a film with a phone also, depending on how
Hmm.
much they can afford to do. So at least they can
Right.
showcase their talent, like Samujjal said. And as far as the theater scene is concerned, I
Hmm.
mean, it is a little unfortunate with the current pandemic situation, that but hopefully, I mean, looks like things are getting a little better. You can only hope for the best, because I
Yeah.
mean, that is again another form of art which is
Yes.
as it is very is very niche, or it doesn't
Hmm.
have as wide an audience as films, but is
Right.
such an important facet of art and culture for any society. So I just hope that things get better for theater.
Yes, absolutely. And also the whole employment factor is also
Yes, yes,
much involved
absolutely,
with this
absolutely.
entire industry, be it filmmaking, be it theater, natok, Bhramoman
Right,
theater,
right.
all of it. Yeah, and we
Yes,
really
yes,
don't
yes.
want any of our art forms dying just because of
Yes,
the
absolutely.
circumstances. So, Lima, first would want to know from you, of course, your thoughts on these series. Plus, personal life में would it be fun to have a
Yeah.
husband like Jayanta?
I, well, I
Ranjeev is
don't know
having
about
a
the
good
fun
laugh.
part, but when you look for, when you look for somebody you're going to spend the rest of your life with, you always look for a person you can rely on, a person who is honest and simple, just like Joyanta's character, and somebody who's caring, because when you see some of the dialogues, you can know that he's a very loving and caring person and is somebody who respects you. So yes, definitely, why not?
That's yeah. So
And
very yeah.
actually, about the scenario today about this
Hmm.
online platform, I guess we have learned to adapt because of these COVID times. And there was a time when we didn't do anything, where nothing could be done. But now that the unlock has started, I mean, it's there. It's lockdown is not there anymore. Like in any other profession, I guess we have learned to adapt ourselves, to these times. And the one good thing about these online platforms is that, especially in case of a short film, it's not always that you go to the theater to see short films. And it's good to spread the word around when it's a short film, and you can say that it's just a 22-minute watch, and people don't mind that. uh, Sometimes it's not possible for everyone to sit through a 3-hour film. So in that way, I think especially for short films, this is a very, very good platform. And like Ranjeev has said, for young talents as well, to showcase whatever they have in them. I think we've learned to adapt, and I think this will definitely stay. The theater days will come back, but this is definitely going to stay.
Yes. Oh, now would like to also know about what's next from all of you, because would love to be entertained by the team of Arranged one more time. So what's next? Maybe individually, I'm sure each one of you must be already having a lot of projects in hand. So Samujjal, what are you offering us next? Uh, Unmute the mic, please.
My thoughts on this is like when we did this film Arranged, we I had an idea of bringing this KC Digital Films as a channel where you get regular good content, good stories, and maybe sometimes good documentaries. So we have a lot of exciting ideas developing in our mind, and just we have still not finalized which one we will go with now. And Arrange is still going strong, so hopefully we would work on some days
Okay,
on
there's
some
a bit of
uh,
an yeah, yes,
yeah,
we are
so
back.
we would like to stay with Arranged at least for a few more days. I think people are loving it still. We need to care a little bit about Arranged.
Yes,
And uh, uh, like I promised that we bring good content in KC Digital Films platform. And we are right now, me, Hers, Ranjeev, and Lima all are working on new ideas, new stories. Like we are thinking of new possibilities. And yeah, definitely this revenue model, we can't keep on going like this.
right.
So we are getting busy with that thing also, how to become self-sustainable channel as an YouTube channel. Like we have seen
Right.
many people doing it in the other parts of the country or here also. So this fictional thing, even though like needs lot of money in, so we are definitely thinking about that model right now.
So, what are some of the key challenges as of now?
First is definitely the finance part. to bring in quality content without which are at par with the other standards, other films of the national quality or international quality, because audience these days, just with a click they see an Assamese film, or with a click they can move to a Hollywood film. They will
Yeah.
not have that excuse that this is an Assamese film, we can watch it even though it's bad. So that
Right.
thing has gone long, like, so we
Hmm.
cannot afford to compromise. We need to give something at par international standards. So something good, and the idea is very important. So
Hmm.
the thing is, there is no hurry to bring in some new content. I'm not getting into any race, but
Hmm.
definitely we need to be regular in YouTube, as you know. So we
Yeah.
need to bring in good content in regular times, and I believe together as a team, we will regularly keep bringing new stories, new ideas, which you guys, like, you have to support. And people, like, I must thank people for Arranged, because means I have not told anyone to share the film, or
Hmm.
help us in promoting the film, or we have not spent a single penny in promotional activity of the film till now.
Hmm.
But people have shown immense love and respect for the project, and they have shared, like you have shared, and many people have shared on their own, and they have written lovely messages in the, even if you go to the YouTube comment section, you can see lot of, like, thousands of comments. I'm not able to reply, I get tired replying all the comments, but I want to make sure that everyone gets a reply. And so many messages coming in Facebook, so many people have done news in the channels. So it feels lovely that we our project is gaining importance and love from the people.
Yes, it's absolutely heartwarming to see all the comments and the
Yeah.
love that all of you are getting. Harsh, what are you working on? What's there?
Ma'am, actually, I'll work on anything whoever produces it. I'm like, I have prepared a lot of scripts and stories in the past 2, 3 years. When I was in Delhi, actually, that is when I
Okay.
conceptualized Arrange as well. And that is how the Chaudhary character also came on board. So um, that that psyche of a writer is always to whether or not will I find a financer, or I'll find the right producer who will do justice to what I was thinking, or to what
Hmm.
the idea which I had in my head. So what I would like to say about Arrange is that that is where I had the most enjoyment as a writer, or as a creative professional, as I'm trying to be, is that this team is something special. I have immense respect for these people on a personal level, and also on a professional level. Like, they are such good actors, such good
Hmm.
cameramen. Nogan Bashu is they're in the camera
Yeah.
for us. He's done a brilliant job, and of course Samujjal sir. So I would really like to work with them in future as well. And yeah, the other projects, whoever finances it, I'll be very
You're
happy.
ready. So, this, I'm really interested in knowing this entire concept of arranged. Was this inspired by some real life story, or somebody was the inspiration behind this particular, all the characters there?
So I'm the only real life character was actually Chaudhary. So the thing is,
Okay.
I had a very close friend who was
Yeah.
from Bihar, and we
Uh-huh.
used to discuss that maybe this is our future. Like, when we'll be 40, that is when maybe we'll get a relationship or something like that. So
Okay.
that is where we started thinking that, okay, maybe introverted people need to really open up and be more conversant in their lives. So that is where
Yes.
it began. But Joyanta and Jurima are not people I know in real life.
Okay.
Yeah, then those are created.
And when you wrote about that cockroach wala dialogue for Jayanto, did
Yeah.
you also have yourself in mind that you would be playing that Chaudhary wala role?
Yeah, ma'am. To be honest, like, actually, I wanted to act since a
Okay.
very long time. So I've been
All
involved in
right.
theatre for many years, and Sir has in fact directed us in when I was in the Assam Valley School. So
Uh-huh.
he was the director for our annual play, and that is when from there we began to collaborate, and I always send him my stories and everything. So he's been the guiding light in my creative endeavors.
Sure.
So yeah, ma'am, that is how it came to be.
Yes, interesting. Yeah. Ranjeev, let's hear from you. What's there in your pipeline now?
Not much. I have two feature films, full feature films, ready to be released.
Okay.
Both of them. One was shot about almost it's been over a year now. It was shot in Majuli. It's called Janak Nandini. It's about the Hotriya culture and all that. But it's a full commercial feature film.
Yeah.
And hopefully that'll be released sometime later this year, or maybe it depends on the COVID situation. But it's ready for release. And then there's another one called Guwahati Diaries, which is an urban story about relationships again, more of a drama, serious film, which also co-stars many other good actors, well-known actors like Urmila Mohanto and Borokha Rani Bikhoya and Udayan and other Kamal Lochan and a lot of good actors and actresses. So that is also there. So these are the two films that I'm waiting for to be released. And apart from that, of course, like Harsh said, Harsh and me, I mean, we're always discussing almost on a daily basis. We're discussing concepts, and he's got so many ideas in his head, and he keeps bombarding me with ideas and synopsises. And when I directed him in AVS, 4 years back, I think, I didn't know I had cast him to be an actor, which he did fantastically. Even for that play, he was very good. But I didn't know he had such a budding writer inside him. And over the years, I've come to know he's been in touch with me even in Delhi. And he's really, I mean, he's a real budding talent, and I wish him all the best. He'll do very well in life. He's got the right attitude and the talent also. So yeah, that's right.
Yes. Before I move on to Lima, about Lima's projects, one quick query, Ranjeev, since you are one of the leading restaurateurs also of Guwahati. So how is the scene there? You know, COVID has been really tough, particularly for your fraternity. I mean, of course, the film industry also has suffered enough, still suffering. But the other side of you also has been through real tough times. So is it gradually picking? What is the scene there?
Well, it is slowly coming back to, I mean, I can't say normal, but it's improved since the time we reopened. It's gradually picking up. We just hope that it keeps getting better. And during Puja, of course, there were enough people to come and dine also, sticking to the guidelines in doing that. And of course, there's the delivery, food delivery is becoming very big now. So those are the two aspects of the restaurant business right now.
Yes. So on that, we will chat some other time. We'll have a detailed chat on what's happening there. Lima, finally to you.
Yes. I'm looking forward to a web series which I have done. It's something very different from what from Ames or from Arranged, because it's a comedy, and it's the first time I've tried my hands at comedy, and it's basically slapstick comedy, and it's directed by Kenny Basumatari. He's a very well-known director, so it's something which I'm really looking forward to. And there are other projects which are in their infancy, so I would like to really, they haven't really got started that way, but they are interesting projects. Actually, because of this COVID situation, we have lost a year as artists, so all these projects are all in their head, the writers and the directors. So probably by next year, things should look up, and then probably we'll get to, explore more and work more.
Yes, lovely to have a dental surgeon, dancer, actor, and now comedian in the making. It will be wonderful to, see all shades of you come alive on screen. Thank you so much. It was wonderful speaking to each one of you, and wish you all the best for every project of yours in the coming days, whether it's Ranjeev's restaurant business, Lima's being a dentist and being a comedian, Harsh awaiting for more wonderful stories from your side, and Samujjal, all of you keep treating us with all the lovely pictures and keep us entertained. Thank you once again for joining me, and thank you viewers for watching. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.